is key. At the end of every call, Tara is going to give you some exercises so that you stay tuned into the vibration of this event. And so you get more and more clear into prosperity. And now it's time for the introductions. I am going to introduce your advisors for this event. We also call ourselves the Dream Team. We have Rabea joining us from Germany. We have Tracy from Canada, joining us from Canada. We have Anna, we have Toby and Christopher. They are going to be your success advisors. And they not only study this material every single day, so they put it into practice as well. You are in very good hands. And of course, myself, I'm also part of the Dream Team. Okay, so without further delay, let's welcome Tara Pilling. I invite you to put your hands together and clap. Yay! It's going to be a great event. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you so much, Yamili. Can you all see us in speaker mode? Maybe just let me know in the chat with a yes. Can you see me in speaker mode now? Waiting for some of you. And let's use the chat and let's add some vibrations. Thank you, Pedro. So great to see you here, Pedro. And thank you, Yamili. Yamili is over in Germany. We have a phenomenal team here, and they're the dream team. When the team works, the dream works. And today is all about getting you dreaming. And we want to make sure that you feel supported in this journey. So how many of you, maybe is this your first event with us? Let us know if this is your very first event with Diamond Mind. Let us know in the chat. Dina, oh, it's so great to see you here, Dina. Roberto, great to see you here, Roberto. And we're going to continue to let friends in. Christopher, I just saw your mom come in, which is awesome. So we have a lot to cover today, and I want to be in and out. And you notice we're going to be going live every single day at 11:11. And it's a manifestation. If you're into numerology and numbers, it's just a manifestation number. This call is recorded for you. Okay, so you will get the replay in about 3 hours. I'm going to be in here and out because I think Tracy's joined us, and for our company, I'm going to be leading in a lead the field training. So today is jam-packed, but we're going to make sure you get that recording, okay? What do I need to cover? Oh, the team and I, before we jumped on this call, because we have prosperity exercises for you, and the prosperity day 1 exercises were already delivered. So hopefully you printed them out. You'll see there's a couple sheets here. There's a place to define real wealth, your goals, to dream, and then there's a third sheet that's blank where you can work at maybe creating like your vision. You can draw pictures, pull out your coloring pens, have fun, maybe cut out pictures out of magazines or words, and just start to create a little bit of a vision there for yourself. Okay. Did all of you get those? If you did, let me know. Oh, great. Thank you, Francine. Francine, you're awesome. She's already posted day 1 exercises. So those are there for you. Okay. So this is so that you can integrate what you're learning. And we want you, again, some of you are already studying some of this material. Some of you, this is your first time. The exercises are going to help you really impress this on your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is where your results are coming from. So we all can do better. I mean, how many people here want to do better as far as their wealth? Who here wants to do better? Right? Some of us are like, really want to do better, and betterment's always a good thing. Even if you're getting phenomenal results, you want to love the word betterment, or I see growth mindset, because we're spiritual beings. You know, at the core, we're spirit, and spirit is always for fuller expansion and expression. So, bring your journal, bring your high vibes, move your body before you come when you need to, stretch your body, and we're going to have fun. And those of you that are going to get your exercises complete, you can send them to your advisors if you don't know how to post them. But I think many of us are really great at social media, so you can tag at Diamond Mind Consulting. You've all been invited to the private Diamond Mind group. You can post it there. And I have a special little prize I put together. So I put together one of my favorite books, which is The Game of Life and How to Play It. This is by Florence Scovel Shinn. I've got some little journals. I've got one of my favorite little pens with a diamond. I've got some gold cards, and I've got a cleansing 111 stick that I have a local young girl who just started her business making for me. So that is going to be sent to you every time you do your exercises and you tag us. We're going to put your name in a hat, and then we're going to draw the name, okay? My mentor, who was Bob Proctor, the late Bob Proctor, he loved challenges. He loved to have these kind of like fun little competitions, and he loved to give. And guess what? I love to give. That's my love language. My love language is I'm a giver. So we want to just make this fun. It's a fun, just little like challenge, just to get you to print out your sheets and actually put your pen to paper. And why? Well, first of all, accountability is the glue to commitment. We want you to be participators and not just spectators. And writing, you might want to write down this formula, friends. Writing causes thinking. Now, most people don't think. So we got to start with thinking. 2% of people think, 3% think they think, and unfortunately, 95% of people would rather die than think. So we got to start thinking. Thinking causes feeling. Feeling is the language of your subconscious mind, and your results are coming from your subconscious mind. So you want it to feel really good, whatever you're writing. And that's going to impress that on the subconscious mind. And then feeling causes action, and action causes reaction. That's the law of attraction. So you're going to hear me mention things around mindset practices and principles and universal laws. To think and to use the law of thinking is perpetual transmutation of energy. And really, your thoughts are things. And your thoughts, they turn into form. So we want to get on the frequency and always think in terms of frequency and vibration. So give yourself permission when you're getting stuck in your head to maybe stand up, stretch, bring your hands to your heart, take some deep breaths, and just smiling. Let us know where you're from in the chat, and show up to these calls and really play full out. So today is all about creating real wealth, and it's all about your goals and your dreams and defining that. So I would love to know what you define real wealth as, and just throw that in the chat box. Like, what is real wealth for you? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Do you have a best-selling book in you? Do you have a business you want to start? Do you have a philanthropy, maybe some sort of a fundraising, a charity that you want to start? Do you want to get in better shape? So I want you to start thinking about what real wealth is to you, because what real wealth is to me and what it is to you is going to be different, right? We're all spiritual beings, and you really want to start to study yourself and know who you are and who you are as spirit. And I can guarantee you that each and every one of you has superpowers, has talents, has education, and really you're a snowflake. There's nobody else like you on this planet. And so what our wish for you is that what you're going to get out of this event is that you're going to start to study yourself. You're going to start to dream. You're going to start to get this on paper, and then opportunities to join us if you'd like to moving forward. But right now, we want you just to really be here and to ask yourself that question, like, what is real wealth? What is real wealth to me? And I want, even though I think many of us think of wealth as money. How many of you think of as wealth as money? Like I do. Do you think of wealth as money? Yeah. So wealth is money, but there's other aspects to wealth as well. There is your health, and there is also your happiness. And it is your birthright actually to live a life of wealth, to live a life of riches. So I want to talk about this whole prosperity blueprint. We're going to be guiding you every day into some sessions and to get you thinking. But two things that I want you to know about creating real wealth And I know many of you that come to this session with me, you might be saying, yeah, but money's not everything. How many of you catch yourself when you hear money, right? Or you hear wealth, or you hear abundance? Money's not everything. Well, I agree with you. Money isn't everything. That's why I said real wealth is a part of it is your wealth. It is money. A part of it is your health and it's your happiness. So we want to take a look at all those areas in our life. It's absolutely essential. But I do want to highlight that money is the most used commodity on this planet, and it's measurable. And it is important because if you say to me, well, money's not everything, how did you put food on the table? How did you go out and buy that nice outfit you're wearing? And if you take a look around and just do it, look around where you are, guess what? Money paid for that. So we do want to talk about money and we want to just explore. We really want to explore these ideas around wealth and money. And money, first of all, it's a magnifier, and you might want to write that down. It's really, truly a magnifier. Money isn't good or bad. Money just brings more of you to the world. So if you're a really good person and you come into more money, then of course you can serve and reach more people. It brings more good to the world. If you're a bad person, unfortunately, that's what money will magnify. So we want to get on the vibration, the frequency of wealth and of money. We want to be rich, and you want to get comfortable with that. I remember the first time I started looking at these ideas and thinking about these ideas. I trained for many years with Tony Robbins, so I was already marinating in these ideas around wealth. And then, of course, Bob. And I remember there was an opportunity to stand up on stage and start singing how much I loved money. And I felt like an imposter. And I remember feeling guilty and feeling almost selfish. And I think it's really important for all of you to explore your relationship and your belief systems and your attitudes and the way you're thinking and talking about money. Because remember, I said at this point, it's the most used commodity on the planet. And really, you want to explore and be more open to bring more wealth into your life. And part of that is going to be money. And also, money is measurable. And money is not going to make you a better person. It's going to magnify you. That's why it's so important that we get the inside right, right? That real wealth comes from within. As within, so without. So without, as within. So this is where I want you to use these pages to start exploring, like, what is real wealth to you and how much money would you like, and what are some of those big goals, those big dreams? And we know that money's going to be part of it. So my suggestion, even as you're doing this and you're spending time writing this out, is to have a money goal. Why? Because it's measurable. My mentor, Bob, he would say if he was here, and I always invite him in, I always invite my angels, I always invite God and spirit. But Bob would say, take the most you've ever earned and times it by 12. I remember the first time I heard that, and I was like floored because I thought I won the lottery. When I went to university, I got a job at the hospital. I was working in physical therapy, and the most I'd ever earned was $50,000 in a year. And I was like, how the heck would I ever make that in a month? Because you're timesing it by 12. And, I had to take a look at my relationship to money, my beliefs, my attitudes, my thoughts around money. And I don't know about you, but I grew up in a household where money, the relationship to money and how money was talked about was not very good. It was low vibration. It was things like, there never seems to be enough money. Oh, where's the money going to come from? I even heard such things as people with money were selfish. So that's why when I got up on stage and I was singing, I love money and money loves me, I felt bad because there was a belief system. If I had more money, because that guilt, by the way, always reinforces the belief that you're bad. And really think about this. If money is a magnifier, and I know that all of you on some level are on the frequency of me, because we're all magnets and you're on this call. I know you have a lot of good in you. You have a lot of good to share with the rest of the world. So you want to get rich because money's going to magnify that. And of course, the more you start to go within and do that work and start to align with these practices and principles, then you're going to experience wealth in every area of your life. You're going to experience it in your health. You're going to experience it in your happiness. When you're not, how many of you recognize that you are not aligned with the frequency of wealth? Maybe put that in the chat box so that I can see. How many of you know that there's maybe a kink there? The money isn't coming in. Maybe there's health concerns. Maybe, you're not in the relationship you want to be in. Don't be shy. We're here to support you. If you recognize that, right, it's because you're not on the frequency of wealth. Yes, you Millie, of course, and Toby, yes. We can all do better. Remember, I said it's that betterment. Now, I know for me, I took Bob's advice and I decided that I would write down that I was making $50,000. It would be a month because I times that by 12. Now, I share this with you not to impress you, but to impress upon you. I've made that in a day and I've done it 3 times. And I remember being like, holy crap, this works. And I can tell you, when you do the work works. But it's an inside job. Many of you are focused on the outside. That's why when Yamili introduced the event, she said, shut off distractions, really show up and be here with us. Because many of you are so focused on what's going on outside. I have my kiddos studying with Dr. Amen. They're doing a brain course right now. And I have to share this because it just blows my mind. Like, facts are facts. And this is a fact that a goldfish has an attention span, I think it is of like 8 or 9 seconds. Okay. And they're considered the least intelligent species on the planet. And who wants to guess what the average human's attention span is right now? It's about 8 or 9 seconds. So we've got to pull ourselves away from the distractions, and we got to focus on what it is we do want. And we've got to get the inside right. When you get the inside right, the world is going to follow your lead. But there's 2 things that you need to know if you want to create more wealth. You've got to know, first thing, and I would suggest you write this down, you've got to know where you are. Most people are just like a hamster on a wheel. They're just spinning and spinning and spinning. Most people are just doing the same thing they did last year, right? And the second thing is you got to know, where are you going? Very important. Where are you going? What is it you desire? And by the way, you wouldn't want something if you didn't want it. And you also wouldn't want something if it wasn't already here. Everything is created twice. It first starts within, and then it shows up on the outside. Okay? Everything is like that. The way we've all got these cell phones, right? Well, guess what? It just took, someone had to think of the idea. The idea was already here. You just need to become the match. So whatever is it that you desire, you've got to vibrationally match your energy. And we're going to get to that in day 2, okay, as we get into some of the self-image. So why do so many people feel stuck? Why are so many people spinning their wheels? Why do so many people continue to get the same results year after year? It's because of your paradigm. And I'm just going to explain, a paradigm is just a multitude of habits. We all have paradigms. By the way, you have good paradigms. You're all dressed, you brushed your teeth, I hope. Maybe some of you showered, you look beautiful. You have really great paradigms. But we also have paradigms that aren't so good. And my mentor would often refer to the paradigm as the devil. And we all know we've experienced that energy, right? We're genetically and we're environmentally programmed, and we have this goal. A great example of this is New Year's, right? I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to write that book. And then the paradigm takes you sideways. So it's the paradigm. The problem is always the paradigm. So you have got to, you've got to shift your paradigm. We call this a paradigm shift. And, it really starts with just a desire at first. You got to know where you are. I think that being uncomfortable, being dissatisfied, that's a great state. Because if you're not happy with where you're at, if you're not generating real wealth, if you're not experiencing an abundance of wealth and money, and of course your health and in your happiness, and you're not happy and you're uncomfortable, good. Because from there, you can start to dream. Remember, I said there's only two things you need to know if you want to move towards wealth. Where am I currently and where do I want to go, right? Where are you going? And this is where I want you to spend some time dreaming. By the way, a fact, and I love facts. I'm a scientist, believe it or not. I love, and I study myself like a scientist. I want you to study yourself like a scientist. Interesting fact that your subconscious mind, where your results come from, your subconscious does not know the difference between something that is real and something that is imagined. That's why I shared, and you'll see it was shared with you out of the power of awareness. There was I shared with you the power of assumption out of this little book by Neville Goddard. Some of you might ask, but we shared it in a PDF format as a gift for all of you. And I want you to get into that because, again, your subconscious does not know the difference between something that's real and something that's imagined. When you start moving towards greater levels of wealth, you've got to assume that you're already experiencing it. And because many of you live from the outside, right? You live from your current circumstances, you live from your current debt, you live from the excess weight you're carrying. Again, that's what you're focused on. Whatever you focus on grows. By the way, that's a law of cause and effect, right? Whatever you focus on, it's going to grow. So we want to, and that's a law of growth, and that's a laws of the mind. So we want to focus on what it is that we desire. Yes, this is where I am, but this is where I'm going. So could you imagine if I had like this, a little like on a map, when you are hiking or you're driving, it's like a big X. This is where I am, and there's a shooting star, and it's going up here. This is where I want to be. And that's a shift in your vibration. That's a shift in frequency. And I can tell you that you can do it, but you got to shift those paradigms. So remember, a paradigm is just a multitude of habits. It's your genetic and it's your environmental programming. And this is why most people stay stuck, because we are programmed to stay stuck. We are programmed to live from the outside in versus live from the inside out. I think that at this point, it'd be, just affirmative statements and having the desire and just saying, that's it, declaring dominion over your life. You're a sovereign being. You get to move towards greater levels of success. You can, from this point on, move out of fear and worry and doubt, which, by the way, is the side of ignorance, where we stay stuck and we continue to get the same results. By the way, if any of you are experiencing worry or doubt, that's the side of ignorance, where most of humanity is programmed to live. There's only a 3% that really understand this. And that's why I'm so grateful to Bob for sharing this with me. And like Emily said, the team and myself, we study this material every day like scientists. And this is our wish for you. And this is how we've been able to reach greater levels of success. And that's why we're sharing this with you. Now, the opposite side of worry and doubt, which is fear, and we're going to get into this on day 3, is faith. And faith, the side of faith, is where you get educated and you get the knowledge that you need. Okay. So I want you today to take some time to write a list of everything you want, everything you desire, everything. I want you to find a quiet space. Remember, we got to eliminate the distractions. And I want you to give yourself permission. You might even need to say, I mean, my background's all energy medicine. Permissions comes up all the time with people because we have contracts, right? You might say, I give myself permission to dream. I give my subconscious mind permission to dream. By the way, the subconscious is the feeling part of you. Feeling is a secret. So it's got to feel really good. And just remember, you wouldn't want it if you didn't want it. So what is it that you desire more than anything else? I want to encourage you as well today with day one to get into the law of assumption, because this is where, as you're writing all those dreams and what real wealth means to you, you've got to assume, regardless of what's going on outside, that you're already experiencing it. How would it feel if that extra $10,000 was coming in every month, or those, 20 new clients, or if, you wrote that book and you were a New York best-selling author making a massive impact? How would that feel? So you got to get into the feeling. I'm going to read the first paragraph of The Power of Assumption. And my wish for you is that you get into this so that you can start getting into that space of assumption. I also call it the having space. And this is where the power of gratitude, already giving gratitude, being in the present moment, giving gratitude for everything you have, but then also using gratitude to give gratitude for the wish fulfilled. That's that place of assumption. So here we go. And it's Neville Goddard. Man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls a man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him happens as a result of his state of consciousness. A man's consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, all that he believes is true and consents to. That is why a change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. Rain falls as a result of a change in temperature in the higher regions of the atmosphere. So, in like manner, a change of circumstances happens as a result of a change in your state of consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Friends, it all starts with a thought. It all starts within. That's why this prosperity blueprint is all about real wealth. I know this was a big thing for me, real wealth, because I didn't grow up with wealth. Although everybody, I think, who here would like more money? Are you ready to receive more money? Put it in the chat. If I showed up at your door and I was like, hey, here's like $10,000. Would you want more money? You've got to create a space to be ready to receive it. Just like this gift, I put together this gift for you all. I said to the team, let's encourage them. Let's increase the vibration. I'm going to send this gift to whoever's tagging us on social media, and we'll do that draw. That's a gift. You have to be open to receive it. That's why, there's the lady on YouTube. She wins all the lotteries. She shares around how she uses the laws and how she uses her thinking to win those lotteries. You've got to be open to receive it. But a big part of this is action. I mean, my goal is not to win the lottery, although I'd love to, because I grew up with a lot of emotional impact around lottery and gambling and alcoholism and things like that. So I kind of stay away from that. But if your goal is to win the lottery, you can't just sit there and meditate and hoping you win the lottery. You got to go buy a ticket. You really do. You got to go buy a ticket, and then you've got to apply these practices. By the way, I have to share. I had an ex-boyfriend from many years ago who was going through a massive emotional impact financially and had lost everything and wasn't doing very well. And he'd message me all the time on Facebook. So I started sharing some of these ideas with him, and I started just seeing him as wealthy. And by the way, you want to cheer on money. You have a relationship to money, right? Money is only going to go where it's welcome. So I saw him as wealthy. I cheer on and I thank and gratitude. The power of gratitude, friends. You should write that down. Gratitude. And I'm not joking you. He messaged me, I think it was like a year and a half or 2 years ago, and he messaged me and he's like, "You're never going to believe it." He said, "I won the lottery. I won $70 million." I was like, whoa, that's amazing, right? And, I mean, he'd been buying obviously lottery tickets. So, this is where I want to remind you that you've got to take some sort of action. There has to be a desire. It has to feel really, really, really good. Remember, action causes attraction. So once you get this written, this big dream, and that's what I would love for you in defining real wealth and goals, is to write it out as though I want you to apply the law of assumption. I am so happy and grateful, right? Now that, can you feel the now that? This is happening now. Now that I'm bringing, this amount of money into my life. This is what you're experiencing, right? You wake up and maybe you're living in your dream home like me, and you're overlooking this beautiful lake and you're going to go out for a swim. I want you to write it and get into the feeling of it and to assume that it's happening. And then the catch here is you can't just do it once. It's what you do every day that's going to make the biggest impact. So absolutely, during this event, stay committed to these practices and read this, and it should feel good. If you need any support, the Dream Team is here, but write it out. Get in front of a mirror. Mirror work is powerful. Speak it out loud. I talk about Superman posers, right? You want to use your voice, like incantations. You want to read this out and you want to just like declare it. It's your affirmations. It's your affirmative thinking and speaking. Anywhere where you notice you're kinked, remember I talked about those kinks, you got to explore, you got to investigate. Maybe there's some negative beliefs that were passed down to you like me, like money doesn't grow on trees, or people with money were bad. Remember, money is not bad or good, it's a magnifier. So each and every one of you should want to get rich, because it's going to bring more of you to the world. And we need more of you to the world, especially right now. This is all about leadership. We really lack leadership. And by the way, I want you all to go in the mirror today, sometime, and I want you to say, the leader I'm looking for is you. And I want you to point, and I want you to declare that, because that is the truth. The leader you're looking for is you. And I want to remind you that our results, of course, are coming from our subconscious, but it all starts with a thought. Thoughts are things. Your thoughts hold a frequency. Your thoughts are waves, thought waves. Think of them as thought waves, right? Have you ever noticed that you're thinking about maybe something you really don't want, and then of course it happens, or you get in a really low vibration of thinking, and it just, everything seems to just spiral. And you can shift that, but it's through repetition. There's only 2 ways we shift our paradigms. By the way, many paradigms are nasty, right? That's why Bob would refer to them as the devil. What did he say? Paradigm is the demon inside of you. Now remember, it's an inside job. Great news that at the core of your being and who you really are is good. You are love. And when you understand universal laws and you harmonize your mind with these laws, another word for law is love or Lord, right? So just start to think about that. At the core of your being, you are good. And we all can do better. So that's a good thing. And then, of course, the more we start moving towards all those big desires, because we're magnets. That's why I want you to pay attention. What are you magnetizing to yourself? I know for years working in holistic and vibrational healing, I would pay attention to the people that were coming to me. If I had a lot of people coming with like liver issues, well, the liver holds anger. So I'd be like, maybe I need to do a liver flush. Maybe I need to take a look at where I'm holding resentments or hurt. Now, if you're kinked, especially in the money channel, you know, as far as like your finances, then you probably are holding resentment. You're probably living in the past, old hurts, old resentments, traumas, and explore that. And then I would say, get that out on paper. My suggestion would be, because you got to get the problem out of you, burn it, and then just write the polar opposite of what you want here. I say that because I can feel that. Some of you, before you write out what you desire, you got to write out what you don't want, and you got to get rid of it. You could even rip it up into tiny pieces, let it sit in your toilet. Your toilet, according to feng shui and according to energy medicine, is like the large intestine of your body. What do? We let shit go, right? So you can flush it and thank it because it helped you get to where you are. So we want to get our thoughts, which thoughts are cosmic waves. We want to get our thoughts on the frequency of what it is we desire. So how much do you want to make? What kind of like life do you want to live? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? How do you want people to remember you? By the way, your days are numbered. Life is precious. We don't know how long we have here on this planet. So I want to create some agency and urgency. You got to get moving. This is why, you know, many of you make all these goals during the New Year's, and then you're just at the same place, or sometimes you're at a worse place because that paradigm is so strong. So we've got to just start dreaming. Day one today is all about dreaming. You know, turn on some high vibration music, go for a dip in the lake, or go for a hike, and give yourself permission to dream. Again, remember, it's the feeling. It was Van Gogh who said, I dreamt my painting and then I painted my dream. And that's why you have a space to draw, to paint. You've got to dream it first. We think in picture. We all think in pictures. So there's a space there to start drawing out those pictures. Yes, make your little stickmans and your little dream house, but have some fun with this. And just give yourself permission to dream, because the paradigm, that's a sneaky little devil, it's going to try to take you sideways. And remember that if I can do this, you can do this. But you have to first at least have a desire. That is like the starting point. And remember, know where you are and where are you going to go. And you've got to, of course, just take that action. Because if you're not taking action, without action, there is no attraction. Now, a couple things that I would encourage you as you do this is explore your beliefs, explore your belief systems and your relationship to money, to wealth. If you're experiencing health problems, explore your relationship. Remember, we're all genetically and environmentally programmed. Explore your happiness. Are you happy? By the way, it is your birthright to be happy. So, you know, you can choose happy. By the way, it's a choice. It's a choice to choose happy. And I get it. Some of you are maybe going through a tough time, and we recognize that. That's why we're hosting this event. This is a gift for you. It's no cost. So choose happy, choose your goals, choose your dreams. I want to remind you that money is just an idea. Money is just spirit. Money is a magnifier, and money is just as abundant on this planet as water is. So how much money? What are you going to do with that money? How is it going to magnify the good that you want to do on this planet? And remember, we just need to have a desire. We just have desire versus need. When you have a need, you need money, you repel it. When you're focused on debt, you attract more debt. So getting rid of debt is not a good goal. That's not good to put in your dream. If you are already assuming that you are wealthy, healthy, and happy, you wouldn't need it. Can you feel that? Desire is to desire more, to put more good out. And that's a good thing. This would be amazing, right? If I showed up at your door, hey, Tracy, here's $10,000, go on that vacation. Some of you maybe want to dream about going on a vacation. Okay, so I want you to spend time in this dreamy space. Now, the best way to know what you want is just to dream. Write out that want list. What do you really want more than anything else? And notice again, the paradigm, what does the paradigm sound like? Are you crazy? How are you going to do that? Oh, that's selfish. What will people think of you? Right? Like that's the paradigm. You are here to dream. By the way, every human being is here to dream. It is healthy and it is natural to dream. So we want you to dream. And, you really have to want it. You have to have a burning desire. If you don't have a burning desire, I always think of I studied for many years Buddhism, and my teacher, one of the koans that he shared with me, is to study as though your head is on fire. Could you imagine if your head was on fire and you had to you just be so we want you to get into this material as though your head is on fire. Your current results are just a reflection of that program, of your paradigms. And the great news is you can change it. Now I want to close this session. And is that getting you all thinking? Let me know. Is this landing somewhere? Let me know in the chat. Is this landing somewhere? Are these ideas getting in there? This is recorded. My suggestion would be listen to this again. Write notes. Again, spend that time dreaming. Now I'm going to share some quotes here that I wanted to leave you with. Okay. All that you could ever desire is already present, and it only waits to be matched by your beliefs. But it must be matched. For that is the necessary condition by which alone it can be activated and objectified. So that's Neville Goddard. Okay. And Neville says the moment man matches the belief of any state, he fuses with it. It's a union that results in the activation and projection of its plots, plans, dramas, and situations. Really think about that. And here's a quote from the Bible. Matching the belief of a state is seeking that finds, the knocking that which is opened, the asking that receives. That's Matthew 7:8. Go in and possess the land. Exodus 6:4. What is it that you really desire? You've got to match it. There are no causes other than your own state of consciousness. Consciousness is another word for awareness. There is no causes other than your own state of awareness. Right now, you're getting the results. Let's say your results are right here. Remember, you've got to know where you are. Well, where do you want to go? This is just a shift in frequency. It's a shift in your consciousness. It's a shift in your awareness. So I want you to have fun with this exercise. I want you to play full out. Remember to tag us. And we're going to see you for day 2, where we're going to get into the image maker lesson. Okay? Because you need to be a match for what it is you desire. Okay? So we are super just grateful that you've joined us. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the same time, 11:11. All the calls are recorded. Please watch this session again. And if you have any friends, family, colleagues that you'd like to invite, please, there's time to invite them. You can invite them all week because all calls are recorded. Just let your dream team advisor know and they'll make sure to get them the recordings, okay? So thank you everybody for joining us. I can't wait to see your social media shares. Have fun with this. Pull out your coloring pens, pull out those magazines, and allow yourself to dream. Again, you will probably, many of you are going to need to say, I give myself permission to dream. Okay? Sounds good? Awesome. Is there any questions that need to be addressed right now for this session or anything around the event? Anna, was there anything that came up that maybe I could address quickly before Friday? You're welcome, Roberto.
No questions right now, Tara. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I must have done it. I must have covered everything. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye, everybody.